Welcome to The Explainer. We've all seen Sunil Chetri's incredible goals, right? But what's really going on in his head? What's the mindset that powers one of India's greatest sporting icons? Well, that's what we're going to unpack today.
So, to really get to the heart of the legend, we need to go beyond the field. You'll see the answer isn't just in his raw skill, it's in a philosophy, a mindset that was forged over a lifetime.
And this whole story, it doesn't even start on a professional football pitch. Nope. It starts at home with his very first opponent. And believe me, this opponent was relentless, shaping that competitive fire that would define his entire career.
All right, so let's dive into our first section, Pehli competitor, Ma, which means first competitor, mom. It turns out Chhetri's journey as a competitor started with the person who raised him.
Get this, his mother, an athlete herself, never let him win. I mean, think about it. This constant battle at home, long before he ever faced professional rivals. It just built this foundational drive to compete and win. So the crucial point here is this competitive nature wasn't just learned, it was lived every single day.
Okay, so let's move on and see how this all builds. That early competitive drive, it evolved into a core philosophy about what it truly takes to succeed at the highest level. Which brings us to our next section, skill nahi bhook, or not skill, hunger.
Chhetri argues that, when you get to that top level, the skill difference isn't actually that much. Everyone is talented. He says the biggest thing is hunger. The real question is, how badly do you want it? That's what separates the good from the great.
And the way he explains this is just brilliant. He points out that even the best player in the world, someone like Lionel Messi, might only have the ball for maybe 2 minutes in a whole 90-minute game. Just 2 minutes.
So what happens in the other 88 minutes? Well, that's what he calls the dirty work. Running, marking, maintaining lines, constantly thinking. That is where your hunger is really tested. I mean, that's nearly 98% of the game spent without the glory of the ball at your feet. It's pure discipline and hard work. And this illustrates his point perfectly. If you aren't hungry for those 88 minutes, those 2 minutes of skill, they don't matter.
So, okay, that raises a big question, right? How do you sustain that 88-minute hunger every single day? Well, Chhetri explains it comes down to building a powerful loop, Anushasan ka loop, or the loop of discipline.
He suggests starting with something really simple, a habit that almost requires inaction, like deciding you're going to cut out sugar or putting your phone away at 9 p.m. But here's the trick. The key isn't the habit itself. It's the feeling you get from keeping a promise to yourself.
That right there, that feeling of accomplishment, it becomes this incredible motivator. It's addictive. It creates momentum, making it easier to adopt other positive habits, creating this awesome upward spiral of discipline.
Okay, so this personal discipline, it doesn't just stay with him. It becomes the absolute foundation for his leadership style. This guy doesn't just preach it, he lives it. He is the standard.
His philosophy is actually pretty simple. His own dedication, his diet, his sprints, that hunger we talked about, that's the baseline. That's the bare minimum. He says he won't judge a teammate on their goal-scoring ability because that takes years to develop, but he will judge them on the basics that anyone can control. It's the non-negotiable stuff.
So this brings up a classic leadership dilemma, right? What do you value more on your team? Is it raw, incredible talent, or is it that unwavering, hardcore commitment?
For Chhetri, the choice is a no-brainer. In the extreme, commitment wins every time. He has this great analogy. What's the use of being a great singer if you never get on stage to sing? And it's so true, right? Without the commitment to show up, to do the work, to be part of the team, talent is just potential. Commitment is what actually delivers.
And finally, he takes this same logic, this idea of systems and fundamentals, and he scales it up. He doesn't just apply it to his team, he applies it to the entire country.
He asks a really tough question. Why is it that a nation of 1.5 billion people doesn't have more success across all sports? And his answer is simple. It's not because we lack talent.
He says the crucial point is that the system to find and develop that talent is missing. The talent is everywhere, but we're failing to identify it at the right time and then failing to nurture it with the right procedures. Think about it. A 5-year-old kid with massive potential in a remote village is often just missed entirely. We aren't tapping into our full potential because that foundational structure just isn't there.
So the goal, he argues, should be to become a true sporting nation. We need to build a system where no talented child is overlooked. That's how we'll get a true measure of India's sporting strength.
And really, this is the bare minimum he envisions for the entire nation. And that really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? For your own success, in your life, in your career, what is your 88 minutes of hard work? What's that unseen, unglamorous grind that truly fuels everything you do? That, right there, is the core lesson from this whole explainer on Sunil Chetri's mindset. Thanks for watching.